In this module, we talk about business email compromise and executive impersonation attacks. Business email compromise, often abbreviated as BEC, is one of the most financially damaging forms of cybercrime and one of the least technically sophisticated. It does not rely on malware, zero-day vulnerabilities, or system exploits. Instead, it exploits something far more reliable, which is organizational trust. BEC attacks succeed not because defenses are weak, but because workflows are optimized for speed, authority, and assumption. Executive impersonation is the most potent expression of this technique. This section explores how BEC operates, why it is so effective, and why it continues to cause massive losses despite widespread awareness. What business email compromise actually is. Business email compromise refers to attacks where an adversary manipulates email or messaging channels to induce an organization into transferring funds, changing payment details, or disclosing sensitive information. Unlike phishing, BEC often involves no malicious links, no attachments, no obvious technical indicators. The message itself is the attack. BEC succeeds by appearing legitimate and often is technically legitimate from a system perspective. Executive impersonation as a force multiplier. Executive impersonation amplifies BEC by borrowing authority. Messages appear to come from senior leaders like CEOs, CFOs, directors, or partners. These roles are chosen deliberately because their requests are expected to be acted upon quickly and without challenge. Authority collapses verification. A request from leadership does not feel like a request, it feels like instruction. Attackers exploit this asymmetry. Why these attacks look normal? BC messages are often brief, polite, and plausible. They mirror real communication, like, "Are you available? I need a quick favor. This is urgent but confidential." Nothing looks overtly malicious. There is no drama, no threat, no technical trigger. The realism is the weapon. And this is how that realism plays out. An email arrives appearing to come from a senior executive. The tone is calm, direct, and familiar. There is a time sensitive payment related to an ongoing matter. The request is framed as confidential and asks that it be handled quickly. There is no link to click, no document to open. The instruction fits existing workflow and is executed. By the time the real executive is contacted, the funds have already moved. From the system's perspective, nothing failed. Trust was the attack surface. The role of reconnaissance. Effective BEC attacks are informed attacks. Attackers study organizational hierarchies, reporting lines, vendor relationships, financial processes, and communication styles. Public information, social media, breaches, and prior interactions all contribute to this understanding. The message fits because it is designed that way. Timing as an attack surface. Timing is critical in BEC. Requests are often sent during busy periods, near deadlines, while executives are traveling or outside normal hours. These moments reduce the likelihood of verification. The request feels inconvenient to question. Attackers exploit operational pressure. Why BEC bypasses technical defenses? Most email security tools focus on detecting malicious content. BEC messages contain none. They are plain text. They often come from compromise legitimate accounts, lookalike domains, or messaging platforms. From a technical standpoint, nothing is wrong. The failure occurs at the decision point. The gradual escalation pattern. BEC rarely starts with a demand. Attackers often begin with small interactions, confirming availability, establishing rapport, and testing responsiveness. Once engagement is confirmed, the request escalates. This gradualism builds trust and lowers resistance. Financial workflow exploitation. BEC exploits financial workflows that rely on trust and speed. Examples include wire transfers, vendor payment changes, invoice redirection, or confidential document sharing. These workflows are often designed for efficiency and not verification. Attackers identify the weakest approval path and target it. Why finance teams are prime targets? Finance teams operate at the intersection of authority and action. They execute instructions, handle sensitive transactions, work under time pressure, and are conditioned to comply. BEC targets not technical vulnerabilities, but organizational roles. This is why finance functions are disproportionately affected. The human cost of BEC. BEC incidents are often followed by blame. Individuals are singled out. Decisions are scrutinized. Reputations suffer. This response misses the systemic nature of the attack. BC works because systems incentivize speed and compliance. Punishing individuals does not fix the structural risk. Why awareness alone has not solved BEC? Despite years of warnings, BEC losses continue to grow. This is not because people are unaware, it is because awareness does not override context, authority, and pressure. Effective defense must change the environment in which decisions are made. Structural defenses against BEC. The most effective BEC defenses are procedural, not technical. They may include mandatory verification for financial changes, separation of duties, clear escalation paths, normalized challenge of authority in defined contexts. When verification is expected, it is no longer insubordination. Out of band verification as a safety net. Critical actions should require confirmation through a separate channel, a phone call, a known contact, or a system prompt. Out of band verification disrupts impersonation by forcing attackers to control multiple channels simultaneously. This raises their cost and reduces success. Why this matters in the AI age? AI makes executive impersonation easier, faster, and more convincing. Language quality improves, timing optimizes, and context deepens. BEC is not going away. Understanding its mechanics is essential for designing resilient financial and approval processes. The key takeaways are business email compromise succeeds by exploiting trust, authority, and routine, not by breaking systems. Executive impersonation turns normal workflows into attack vectors. Defending against BEC or business email compromise requires structural safeguards that support verification, even when messages look legitimate and the pressure is high.